It's time to get serious about the weight loss goals that you've set for yourself. We all know what we need to do to be successful, but sometimes we just need simple reminders. So, here are 5 micro habits for weight loss that will get you back on track. I used to be desperate when it came to my weight loss journey. I would participate in intense stress-inducing workouts. I would yo-yo diet. I would bring my calories down to a really unhealthy level. And it was exhausting because I was consistently putting myself in a position to fail. I was consistently putting myself in a position to fail because I knew nothing about consistency. I knew nothing about discipline. And I knew nothing about this process. And it wasn't until recently, this past year, where I said enough. I realized that my success in this journey was honestly hidden in simple daily habits that I was refusing to incorporate into my everyday life. And I was finally able to be in a position where I was not only losing weight, but I was able to keep the weight off consistently in this journey for almost a year now, okay? Almost a year of consistency, and we're still counting. So I want to give you some encouragement and share with you guys the things that I have changed, and hopefully you can make these changes in your routine as well. But first, I highly recommend that if you are trying to go on a weight loss journey, that you consult with a professional, your doctor, get blood work done, have these conversations with a professional before you embark on any type of journey. That's how I did it, and that's how I recommend you to do it. I know for me in the past, when it came to a journey like this, I would get really overwhelmed with trying to find a doctor or provider that worked for me, and I would just give up altogether and just sweep the problems under the rug, and that is not the way to go about it. So if you are struggling to find a doctor that fits your needs, for whatever problems that you're having, I highly recommend checking out ZocDoc. And I want to thank ZocDoc for sponsoring this portion of the video and supporting our community. ZocDoc is a free app and website that allows you to search and compare high quality in-network doctors. Choose a doctor that works for you and book an appointment from primary providers, mental health, dental, eye care, skincare. There's over 100,000 healthcare providers across different specialties. You can see their actual appointment openings, choose an appointment that fits with your schedule, and actually book instantly through the ZocDoc website. And a lot of these appointments can happen really quickly, between 24 and 72 hours. There's even same-day appointments as well. I know for me personally, we recently switched over our insurance, so there's some providers that I'm still able to see, and there's some that I'm not able to see. And instead of sweeping it under the rug, I'm going to be using ZocDoc to help me find a doctor that works for me. So click the link in my description box or go to ZocDoc.com/Janet to find and instantly book a high quality doctor today. First, we're going to start off by talking about your health journey as it pertains to work-life culture. Learning how to say no and stick to the plan at place while working a corporate job. I've worked in a hospital, I worked at a high school for 6 years, and I've worked at a bank. I have lived so many different lives. And there's been so many different cultures centered around health and weight loss in every single place that I've worked, where there's actual weight loss competitions in the office. And I've witnessed crazy environments where we're all kind of encouraging very unhealthy eating patterns. And it's really hard to get out of it. At my last job, where I gained the most weight I have ever gained at a job ever, we had a break room full of snacks that were restocked monthly. And they also bought us lunches often. And when they would buy us lunch, we as employees were able to vote on what we wanted to eat. And 9 times out of 10, it was always something like pizza, Chick-fil-A. That was usually the general consensus. If we were required to do a working lunch, then the company would buy us food. This day in particular, I will never forget it because everybody voted on Wingstop. I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little excited when I heard Wingstop. I was really excited. I was like, ooh. I remember taking a step back and telling myself, it is 10 o'clock in the morning. There is no reason for you to be eating Wingstop at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can no longer put yourself in this position where you are eating really overindulgent foods at work. There is something that is just so hard and weird about saying no to free food. It just feels wrong to say no when someone is offering you free food. But if it is not in the plan at place, you need to say no. Okay? If it is not going to get you from point A to point B, if it's going to further push you back away from the person you are trying to become, you need to say no. It doesn't need to be this big scene, okay? Pull your manager to the side and respectfully decline. Mindfully eat the lunch that you packed, that I hope that you packed, okay? See how I did that? Very mindful, very demure. I didn't make a big scene about it. I didn't make anyone else feel bad about eating Wingstop, okay? It doesn't have to be this big thing. If you are eating things like pizza, Wingstop, Chick-fil-A every other day, or even just 3 times a week for your lunches, it's going to be almost impossible to get yourself to a place where you are actually losing weight. You just have to be wary of these things in general. I know at that job as well, whenever we had multiple days where the morale was low, people were in a bad mood, people are gossiping, people are just being mean to each other, my manager would pick up on that and offer to buy everybody lunch, free food, okay? You know what that did? It raised the morale real quickly. It made everybody happy real fast. And I picked up on that, okay? These places will buy food because they know that food makes everything better for people. And it's not always going to be the best options. So not everything that we chose was bad. There are times where we chose Chipotle and I could order like a salad or something, but 9 times out of 10, it wasn't that. If you already have your lunch packed and you already are rolling in this like weight loss journey and you're already on a roll, stick to the plan at place, okay? Stick to it. The next thing I want to talk about is learning how to fill the gaps within your day. This is something that I talked about in a recent video, but I wanted to elaborate on it in this video because if you haven't watched my vlogs, then you should watch my vlogs because I've been sharing recipe inspiration and my workouts and just sharing weight loss and health inspiration in general. Filling the gaps in your day is so important, especially if you are someone who is out of the house all day long. And this pertains to people who work from home as well. Recently, I've learned for me to be able to stay on track, I just need to fill in the gaps, meaning having snacks in between my meals to help keep me satiated and to help keep myself out of a mindset of overindulging. So what that can look like is making sure you are bringing as much food and snacks with you as possible to help support your goals in this journey. Instead of just bringing one singular lunch with you, pack some extra things to add volume throughout your day. Add some hard-boiled eggs or an egg sandwich. Throw in an apple with some peanut butter, chopsticks. There are so many things that you can take with you on the go that are going to help you fill in the gaps throughout the day and keep your mind at ease and on track. So for me, I've been doing 2 hard-boiled eggs. I always love starting the day with 2 hard-boiled eggs. It's like my favorite thing to start the day off with. Protein, all the good stuff. And then I will sometimes pair it with a smoothie, or I will eat my smoothie a little bit later on in the day, okay, in between lunch. And then I'll eat my lunch, okay? And then after that, I might make myself an apple and a scoop of peanut butter. And then I'll eat my dinner, right? I'm filling in the gaps. I am being mindful of my hunger cues. It makes a difference, I promise. And it keeps your energy levels up, especially if you're working a job that's super high energy. You know who does this and does this well? Let me tell you, nurses. Right after I graduated college, I was a medical scribe in the ER. And what a medical scribe is basically we follow around a doctor and we basically do their charting for them. Anyone who's pre-med, pre-PA, pre-anything really has probably heard of a medical scribe, but working in the ER and those 12-hour shifts are not for the weak, okay? Not for the faint of heart. And one thing I noticed was the nurses always had it together, okay? They had lunch boxes full of snacks, full of things for them to chomp on throughout the day to keep their energy levels high. And let me tell you, when you work in the ER, you don't always have the time to sit down and eat a meal, which is one of the reasons I had to take a step back. I don't get it, okay? I just don't get it. I don't understand how people can go without eating. A lot of the doctors that we worked with would just go a whole shift without eating. And I always felt like I was walking on eggshells asking for a lunch break. However, the nurses, they had snacks to just like chomp on throughout the day. I worked with a lot of girlies who did bodybuilding competitions and things like that. One thing that they did was that they filled the gaps throughout the day. so they could stay on track with their health goals. Sometimes it's simply not enough to just bring a small lunch with you to work. Sometimes it's simply not enough, okay? Throw in apples, blueberries, rice cakes, peanut butter, chopsticks, whatever you need, but fill in the gap. It's going to help you be and stay consistent in this journey. Okay, guys, micro habit number 3, switching out the sweet breakfast and exchanging that with a savory breakfast. My favorite thing to do was grab a coffee before work. However, most of the time I wouldn't just grab a coffee before work. I would grab a pastry as well, a little pastry. To me, it was little. I'm like, oh, it's such a small pastry. The point here is I would get a sugary coffee and I would get a sugary treat on the side. And what that would do in the morning is that would spike my blood sugar super early in the morning. You don't want to do that because once you start your day off like that, you are going to go the whole day craving sweets, and spiking your blood sugar that early is going to mess with your hormones and all this other stuff. There is a TikTok account that I follow. I don't know his name. He wears this thing on his arm that monitors his blood sugar levels throughout the day. And he shares what certain foods do to his blood sugar in the morning, afternoon, etc. throughout the day.
Let's see what this ice cream bar does to my blood sugar. This is a Magnum double caramel ice cream bar. It's got 270 calories, 17 grams of fat, 3 grams of protein, and 28 grams of carbohydrates. 23 of these grams are from sugar. So the first ingredients in here are sugar, corn syrup, glucose, and fructose. Let's see what happened. Yeah, you can see there is a spike here. This went up by 33 milligrams. And you should keep in mind that I do all of these tests on an empty stomach. Normally I would not eat this on an empty stomach, but I did it for the test today. I would want to eat this after a meal that has protein, fat, and fiber. That will help to minimize that blood sugar spike caused by all the sugar in this treat. Remember that individual results will vary, especially if you're diabetic. Stay tuned for more.
And it's so insightful because those spikes in your blood sugar correlate with your moods, with your energy levels, and with how you're feeling in general. It's just such important information. You should be doing more of a savory breakfast, okay? It helps you start the day on the right foot. I always love starting my day with 2 hard-boiled eggs. It's just the best way for me to start my day. It's a routine for me at this point. Even if I'm not in the mood for the hard-boiled eggs, I'm still eating them because it's just my routine.
Let's see what this healthy breakfast does to my blood sugar. This breakfast is designed to keep my blood sugar levels even. I've got 2 large eggs, half an avocado, about 3 ounces of sliced turkey breast, 1/4 cup of gut-healthy sauerkraut, and 1/4 cup of raspberries. Let's have a look at the glucose monitor to see what happened here. There's no elevation in my blood sugar. This is exactly what I expected. And I did have a nice even energy level up until now.
Always start with something that is high in protein, very, very, very low in sugar. And then maybe later on, we can have something sugary, but you don't want to start the day off with that huge spike in your blood sugar. Oatmeal is a great way to start your day off. A homemade breakfast sandwich is great. A breakfast platter, okay? Eggs, bacon. Try your hardest to stay away from sugary treats. Those should just be on a day where you're quite literally treating yourself. So backpacking off of our last micro habit, I want to talk about checking the added sugar in the products that you are purchasing. This is going to take you a long way in your journey. It might sound tedious. However, added sugars, especially if it's high fructose corn syrup, all of these non-natural sugars that are put into our products, guys, that is going to pull you off of your game plan, okay? It's going to pull you so far away from the plan you've set at place. Check the added sugar, look at the ingredients, and make decisions based off of what you are reading. I was talking about this in one of my vlogs. I'm not sure if this vlog will be up before this video or after this video, but I just recently filmed a vlog. And in that vlog, I'm like reading off the ingredients on so many different things. And I try to make it a point to like make it known that I'm not super crazy when it comes to reading ingredients, but I kind of am, okay? I kind of am about 80% of the time. Yes, there are times where I'm like gonna get the thing that I like the most, and I might see an ingredient that I don't really like, but I'm still gonna get it. One micro habit that I've incorporated in my life when I am grocery shopping, I am looking at ingredients. I am looking at ingredients, especially if it's something new that I'm wanting to purchase. I am looking at the ingredients. I've switched over from the super sugary, palm oiled filled peanut butters and moved to more natural peanut butter. I've just switched over to looking at ingredients and making sure that they are going to be the healthiest for me and my family. And let me tell you, it makes a difference. It definitely does make a difference in how you feel after eating your foods. So check the added sugar, because again, you don't want those huge spikes in sugar. It doesn't feel great. It does not feel great. It's not cutesy. It's not demure, okay? It's just not it. So, and the last micro habit I want to talk about is practicing mindful eating, okay? Slowing down and being mindful of your hunger cues is going to take you so far, especially if you are on a weight loss journey, okay? Your body is going to be able to tell your mind when you are full. However, if you are not mindfully eating, say you are eating and scrolling, or say you are eating and watching TV, it is so hard for you to be mindful of when you are hungry, right? Because you're not paying attention to your body, you're paying attention to the screen, you're paying attention to your phone, right? So, mindfully eating, if that means you're eating your food before watching TV, then you have to do that. You're going to want to get to a place in this journey where you can eat overindulgent foods and trust yourself to not do too much, right? That is the ultimate goal, right? To have a balanced lifestyle where you're eating 80 to 90% of the time really healthy whole foods that you're cooking for yourself, and 10 to 20% of the time eating out with friends and doing whatever you want to do with your families and having drinks with your girlfriends, right? You can have balance, but balance needs to be truly balanced, okay? And you're not going to be able to have true balance until you learn how to eat mindfully, okay? Mindfully, okay? You see how I'm eating my food? It's very mindful, very demure. I'm taking a bite, I'm putting my fork down, I'm chewing, I'm swallowing, I'm grabbing my water, I'm taking a sip of water. Very mindful, very thirsty, very demure. Letting food be the thing that fuels you in a healthy way. Just having a healthy relationship with food. That's the most important part. I have a long list of micro habits, okay? I only featured 5 in this video because I didn't want this video to be too long and I want to keep these vibes going. So like this video if you want to see more content like this. Comment down below if you resonated with any of this and if you'd like to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening to me yap. These topics are the things I like to talk about the most because they resonate with me the most. However, I do want to say this, it is a journey, okay? I did title this Easy Weight Loss, but I know it's not easy. It's going to take a lot of mindset shifts to get to a place where you are confident and where you are consistent. But, okay, these things are really going to help get you on track. And if you're thinking about these things in the back of your head, you're going to be successful at it. I know it. I know it. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye.